3 real life struggles that I'm currently going through right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Albert Lopez. We're gonna be talking about struggles in real life, just stuff that I'm going through right now. And in case this is the first time that you're coming to the channel, welcome. What I talk about here is pretty much just things that I'm going through in my life, things that and the things that I'm doing to improve it, things that I've tried, things that I'm doing to improve all parts of my life. The focus is health, fitness, finances, and then just showing you how by working on all those three, my lifestyle is improving. So anyways, I'm working on my intro, by the way, so if that sounded a little kind of off, we're polishing it up as we go. So 3 struggles. 2 of them are related. One of them is kind of off topic a little bit. And the first one, which is what I'm actually looking at here, is one thing that I've never done when I make any of these videos is notes. I've never taken notes. I've never had bullets. It's always off the top of the dome. And I would pride myself in doing that just because of my history and my background and what I did for many years and the gift of gab. And it's a blessing and a torture. Mainly right now or in the last 25 years for my wife, because she just has to hear me like gab all the time, and I've actually pulled back on that because it was beginning, or not even beginning, it was a problem where I would just hijack the conversation and just dig in deep into it and talk way more than I should. But it was something that I trained myself to do for the industry I was in for many years. So one thing that I'm struggling with is taking notes for these YouTube videos. I'll be honest with you, this is the first one where I actually did take notes. Shout out to my daughter. She inspoed for this. She doesn't use the old school paper and pen. She uses her fancy iPad, which just because I'm on the road and I don't have one, I'll use my little notepad. So this is the first time I'm doing it, and it actually does. This is the struggle, because it does. I feel like I'm a weak sauce. I feel like how you're looking down, because as a public speaker, someone who speaks, or someone who watches and studies other content creators or speakers, when you see them look down at their notes and you I don't want to say catch them, but I guess catch them is like, oh, he has notes. Or then it's kind of like somebody who raps, and that's something that I've never been able to do that I always wanted to do, is be able to rap, And how much credit do I give to those rappers that freestyle? And no, not hating on the people that don't. One of my favorite rappers doesn't freestyle. He like straight out admits it. I don't know how to freestyle, but shit, his written raps are fucking amazing. Shout out E40. But then you got the other guys, like the guys that come out like on Bars on Wheels and other true guys that just, you really could see him like, that dude's just telling a story right here in front of my eyes about stuff that's like in front of us, and it's like, wow, that's so cool. So it's the same kind of pridefulness that you use your gifts of being able to go without having to reference any notes. So the struggle I was having is starting to use notes, but I could see that it would be so much more, you'd benefit more of your time, you'd benefit more of your message, you benefit more of the story that you're trying to tell, the message that you're trying to get across. A lot of my videos, most of my videos, is a lesson that I learned, an issue that I had, something that I tried that helped me resolve the issue, and I'm sharing it here. So it's like a lesson and a story. So it's the art of being able to tell my story, not the extra long version, but also don't leave out any important details, because I want to be able to help you. And then I turn it into a lesson, kind of like, okay, here, let me tell you a little behind the scenes stuff that maybe you could apply to your situation that may be similar to mine, which is probably is, and you could solve it this way. Look for these signs, look for this, don't delay, don't fight, but don't fight back, go with the flow, listen to your content. This is what you're listening for, this is what's gonna be there. Look out for this, press this button, say yes to this, say no to this. So it's a combination of both. let me tell you a story on how on what the issue I had and what I did to solve it and how I solved it, and then let me tell you how I found the solution and what to do to find these solutions, because it's the same for every issue, because I'm not just using luck to solve this. I'm using information that my conscience is giving me and laws of the universe in order to continue to solve these issues that come into my life, because all these issues are just for lessons. So by using notes, I found out that it's a lot more productive. It's a lot more like, damn, it just hits. Because I did, this is, like I said, this is the first video I do with the notes. But I did do like a mock one, like just thinking about it. Okay, let's see if I had these notes. What would I do? It's like, wow, okay, no, that's pretty dope. And I even compared it again to like freestyling and doing a written rap for the in like the rap world. Like the freestyle's dope, but when they do put it together and it's written, it's like, oh man, that's dope. You know, you got the hook, you got the bridge, you got all this stuff, and you're able to lay out, you know, words in certain parts, or it's just like you're telling the more of an in-depth story. So I could see the difference. So anyways, that's one of the things I was battling. The other thing I'm battling is also related to content creating, which is thought out thumbnails. And not that I haven't thought about my thumbnails, but I think the level of thought that I would put into them is just take a cool picture of probably me with a smile, not a smile, looking at the lens, looking away, you know, edit it a little bit, but nothing where you sit there maybe with someone who's also creative and like, hey, how can we make this, the cover of this video, like tell what this video is about, tell the story. Never. Yesterday was the first time I did that. So it's kind of a trip, right? This today and that yesterday, where I had heard the message, and this is all conscience guided. I'm telling you, I use my conscience to guide my life moment by moment, day by day, and my conscience put a video in front of me, and it said, show someone your thumbnail and tell them to tell you what your video is about. And I was just, I wasn't surprised, but I was surprised how effective that was. Because I showed the thumbnail to my wife Suhei, and she was like, I don't know. Like, damn. And then I did again, a different one. She's like, the picture has nothing to do with your cool picture of you, but it doesn't tell me anything. I was like, wow, this is right. Not and the head throwback wasn't like disappointment or wasn't frustration. It was just like, oh my gosh, this is so true. And by listening to my conscience, I'm telling you, these things continue to happen. It's been months and months and months of like, oh my gosh, how could I have been so blind to not see these obvious like snags that I wasn't fixing before moving on to the next step. Like, and then I take another moment and almost like embarrassment, because no, you knew it was there. You just didn't want to do it because it was not your cup of tea, because you thought it was going to be difficult. You thought it would look silly. You were worried about what anybody would say. You would actually bite your tongue because like you would make fun of other thumbnails and you'd say, oh, I'll never do that. And that's exactly what you probably need to be doing. And so yeah, you knew you had to work on that. You knew you had to do those, think about your thumbnails a lot more and put a lot more effort into it, but you didn't, because you didn't want to. Your ego got in the way and said, nah, let's just do that. Let's just take a cool picture like this and pull some writing maybe, or put a couple of clip art or whatever, and you'll be all right. Because your freestyle content is off the top is gonna kill it. It's almost embarrassing, right? I'm like, no, not almost. It was. It's like, oh my gosh, I could have been so like, okay. Instead of trying to like come up with, because obviously if not changing the recipe would be, let me go do another 5, 6, 7 thumbnails and come ask my wife again what this is. Like, why would I not change the recipe and expect a different result? So what I did is I walked over to my daughter and I was like, told her the situation. And she's, I go, what kind of, I hate using the word pose, but what pose should I do? And quickly, like that. I mean, I didn't even finish the sentence. It's like, oh, you should probably go like this, put your hands like this, do this, it'll be, and then just, the title's the same. The text is cool. Maybe just knock down how to or this just to make it a little bit more bold. And the chills. That's almost that's like a green light for me. When I get the chills, is there's more to it about the top of your skin crystallizing and the sensation that you feel, but not to get all deep into that. But when I get the chills, I'm getting it right now. When I get the chills, and I'm wearing like 2 sweatshirts, right? It's an indication from my conscience that yeah, you're doing the right thing. Yeah, you're saying the right thing. You're feeling the right thing. Go with this. Go, 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 go. Keep on going this way. Yes, keep on going. Keep on going. You're on the right path. So as she's telling me, I'm like getting the chills, going, "Fuck, that's crazy." All right, no, okay, yeah, I could do that. Bam. So I walked into where I have lit up room, the kitchen, and knocked it out. Boom, boom. Took the picture, did what I had to do, designed it, put it up. I was like, oh man, that thumbnail in itself tells a story. So now you go into my video and it matches. It's like I went to that same thumbnail. My wife was out of the shower and I was like, look at this thumbnail. Tell me what the video's about. She looked at it. She's like, oh, totally, 100%. So how'd you come up with that? And I told her what had happened. She's like, well, what do you use your resources, right? And it's like, oh my God, thank you so much. That's so. It's a struggle to not want to do the things that you don't want to do, and you know that you should. You hear me talk about that all the time. Do the things you don't want to do, but you know that you should. That's how you build discipline. You gain confidence. But then once you're done with like the big things, I don't want to clean the fan. Oh, I don't want to get my car detailed and be without a car for 3-4 hours. Like I don't want to spend my money on that. That's no fun. I want to spend my money on fun stuff. But once you're done with all the big issues, and you start fixing like the little ones, the ones like the little tiny, what's more difficult to take out? A big gigantic splinter, those ones that are sticking out this much and you could just go, oh shoot, think. Or the little tiny ones where you need to get a magnifying glass and the tweezers and just get in there. The little ones and the ones that sting the most. So when you start doing these little things that you realize, oh yeah, I didn't want to do that. I didn't even know. It was so tiny, I was ignoring it and like being distracted by the big things that I should be doing. Once you really start working on yourself, you start realizing that these little things also need your attention and you also need to do them because you know that you should and you don't want to. So I was struggling with that, working on my thumbnails. So watch my thumbnail game change. And just like with everything, practice makes paper. Let's go. The last thing I've been worrying about, that's two. The last thing is believing that they will see the better example that I am now that I was the first part of my life. I'm talking about my loved ones, not just necessarily my kids, which, yeah, they're important to me, but anyone else that I could be an example to. In the last few months, I've been able to like change the direction of my life, starting with the most important thing to me, which is my thought, the way I think, the way I feel, the way I act, my habits, my daily habits, which are starting to construct in a very quick way my reality. My reality is changing because I'm changing. And although I have 100% faith that everything that I've ever wanted is going to come eventually get to me because I see it. I see it on the horizon getting closer and closer and closer and closer. Every day that I am at a high attitude, and I'm able to be in a high attitude most, if not all of the day, I see all the things that I've ever wanted get closer and closer and closer. And also there's also days and moments where I slip and I let my attitude come down and I see these things get just a little further. So I realize that I have full control of these things. Either I'm going to let them get further by regressing or I'm gonna have them get closer by continuing to improve my habits through my attitude, which I have control of. You don't directly change your habits, you change your attitude. You keep your attitude at a high and don't let your old habits come in to bring you into a low attitude mindset. That's the challenge. That's where you put the work in. That's where discipline comes in. That's where the hard work of exercising and diet comes in. You do that and do all the things you don't want to do when you don't want to do them, and everything, thoughts, feelings, actions, habits, reality, starts changing. Now, the struggle I'm having is I've been a certain way for 100 years. Now, the next 100 years are going to be way different. The last 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, a year have already been different. I don't look the same from what I did a year ago to what I look like now. Just keeping it in a really simple way, 45 pounds lost. I didn't have a jawline. I had cheeks and one big neck and a belly. No good. Not good at all. But now it's different. So now the struggle I'm having is like I hope they're seeing this better version of me, and it's an inspiration, and it helps them see that this is the way to do it, and that it doesn't take a lot of everything that I taught you in the past, that I told you, no, the success is over here, success is over here, success is over here, success is over there, success is over there. I was just telling you what I was told, which I realized after I looked in and started getting the real education, the right education, that all that was wrong to put first. It's right. Those things are nice, I guess, if that's all you want. But the true success starts inside with your thought, your attitude. You change your attitude, you change your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your habits, your reality changes. Because your reality changes, you start thinking what's possible. So all those successes that I had told you that were out here, it's like, there's way bigger successes than that. And those are not just successes, those are results of the true success. Those are receipts of the true success. Because you can muscle your way and force those things to show up, and you can still be miserable. Or you can work on the true success, which is your attitude, and put in all your effort, all your work, all your might into improving your attitude. And all those supposed external successes, which in reality are just receipts, proof of your hard work, will get closer and closer and closer and closer. And then you see some of them show up: abs, bicep vein, bigger bag. That, like, I'm not even doing anything with the purpose of that. I didn't exercise to get a bicep vein. I didn't at all. That just showed up. I didn't diet to see my abs. I didn't. It just showed up. I didn't change my mindset. I didn't change what I do for work. I didn't open another side business or add product to nothing. I didn't change anything to what I do for the bag, for money. Next thing you know, it's like, oh, dang, the bag got bigger. I didn't do nothing. It just automatically happened. My reality is starting to change because my attitude changed. Therefore, my thoughts, feelings, actions, habits also changed. So the struggle I'm having there is, like, are they gonna see it? Are my loved ones gonna see it? Are my adult kids gonna see it? Or did I push so much the old way of thinking that they're still running with it? Like, yeah, this was the truth. This is what I gotta do. This is the way to go. It's like, no, I was just giving you the wrong information that was given to me. Now I found the right information. Hey, look, it's like this. It's pretty much the opposite of what I told you. Kind of. Do this first. Then everything I told you does make sense. But before you look at that, put that in the back seat. Forget about it. Work on you first. Work on your thoughts. Work on your attitude. Attitude is principle. Attitude is the key. And you work on it with these two things, diet and exercise. Everything else falls into place. Then automatically all those other things kind of bring them into the picture, and they'll automatically just organically fit into your good habits that you built through your attitude that you worked on, and it'll just work like that. And on top of that, you'll be pleasant and enjoy the process, because the process is the journey. The process is the promised land. It's not the destination, it's the journey. Because in the end, the game's over, and what? So I'm struggling with that too. It's like, I hope they see it. I hope they see that there's new instructions, there's the right manual, this has results, I got receipts, I'm getting receipts. If you don't ask, I don't say anything, which is one of the big reasons why I make these videos, so they could always maybe come back to these and watch these when they're like grown and use them as notes. Oh, my dad left this, let me go see what he has to say. Bam, here it is on YouTube if it's still around. I'm gone, but these are still here. So I'm hoping that see, a good thing for my notes, that they see the new example and they catch on to it, and they understand that the old message, the old example wasn't so much bad. It was just like, no, I was trying to show you step 3 before I showed you step 1 and 2, which I didn't know was step 1 and 2 because I was never taught. It just wasn't my time yet. Now that I know it and it's working, this is it. So I really hope that they do see the example. Those are the 3 struggles that I'm having. If you have any questions on any of them, actually do me a favor. If you got to this part of the video, let me know in the comments where you're from, city, state, and country, and or whatever ones you feel comfortable with. It's always cool to see someone kind of show where they're at, or if you just want something to post and you don't want to post where you're at, comment thumbnail. That way it's like, oh shit, okay, cool, they did get to the end of the video. And I'm gonna catch you on the next one, because I'm still tripping out that I used notes for this video. All right, thanks. See you guys later. Bye.